Welcome back to Abra Knowledge channel. Today we are going to discuss wonderful topic called SPC. In the SPC we are going to discuss control chart, variable control chart. There are three variable control chart we have, right? So IMR, XBarR chart, XBarS chart, and we are going to see them all together. And the good news is that we're going to take directly from the Minitab, and with the free examples directly it is embedded in Minitab. We are going to take it and then comprehend it better and interpret the results and so on, right? Just for the benefit of viewers, I'm just wanted to show those three case studies. It is directly there in the Minitab, so I will walk through it. The first one is a liquid detergent company wants to assess whether it is not process in control. The liquid detergent is made in batches by mixing together a number of ingredients. The quality characteristic of interest is that pH value, right? For each batch, the measurement of pH value for 25 consecutive batches were taken. And because the liquid detergent is created in batches process, only one measurement is taken for each batch. It is not appropriate to place the data in subgroup. Instead, the liquid detergent data should be analyzed using the individual control chart, which considered each measurement to be independent observation, right? So this is the first example which we are going to solve now, and using the IMR one, since we are talking about only the pH as a subgroup data. Go to Minitab and go to File, and you can open worksheet, and you'll find something called Look in Minitab sample data folder, and we're going to paste that detergent, right? And then open up. So the data has been opened now. This is the pH value. We wanted to see whether the process is stable or not. What you can do first, you can check the normality test. How you can do? Go to Stat and normality test and pH value, and then check that. So the normality check shows that the p value is greater than 0.05, that is 5%. That means 17.8% we have. That means data is normal. Let's proceed to do the IMR. So control chart and then stat, control chart and then IMR. Monitor the mean and the variation of moving range of a process when you have a continuous data that are involved subgroup, not in subgroups. Individual observation, not in subgroups. So you can just select this pH value. Always do all the tests, right? And not only one special cause, but perform all. As you know that for the variable data, we have 8 the interpretation rule. So we are checking all of them. Give OK, give OK. So IMR chart is ready now. That means the pH value is 5.985. The minimum is 5.5. The maximum is 6.3. And this is the individual value. Moving range does say that this is the value. And 0.15 is the moving range. And 1 is outlier. That means anything going outside this is the green line is called a mean value, center line. And this is the upper control. And then this is a lower control, right? 1 is the outside the specification, and we can also trace back to the observation number. Observation number is 8, and there is rule number 5 is failing. Rule number 5 is very interesting. Let me go back, control E, and rule number 5 is all about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means greater than 2 standard deviation, at least 2 point if it is there, it is a problem. So that means we have 2 points here. That's the reason it is also we have to take an action, because this will potentially will become an outlier tomorrow, and that's the reason we are going to take an action to it. That means so 5.95, but this is what we have, and you can see that how since the data is normal, we directly went and proceeded with the IMR one. So this is the interpretation, and then right click on this, and the very same example you will find it there also as well. Click on stat guide, and what is center line, that is green line, and then control limits. And so you have the same example which we picked now, right? and then what is the mean value, and what is the all this the additional information also been given there, and what is the topic, and you can get the entire thing. So we can get to know about it. Individual chart, range chart, graph, and all that you will get to know. And you can also select that more. We can also know what is a special cast, that mean the outlier and interpretation. The variable chart does exist like 8 interpretation charts and interpretation rules are there which need to be followed and all that. So easily we can do it. Let's go to the next variable chart called XBarR chart. Let's see that the case directly here, and I'm going to file and uh, open worksheet, and the file name is camshot. Okay, I have just selected okay. Now we are gonna go with XBarR chart. Why XBarR chart? Because the length of this is the length has been there as a supplier 1, supplier 2, and now we are going to do it all together XBarR chart because we have subgroups, right? Go to stat, and first you check the normality. Go to graph, because since we have a more than one the case, so we can just directly go for probability plot, and you can go for multiple, and then you can check all the three. So we are checking the normality test now. The normality test shows that all the data 1, it looks to be not normal, and the second also not normal. The only thing is which is normal is this one, and maybe we can look out the data. If the natural tendency of the data is only like this, we can accept this, and then we can proceed to go with XBarR chart, right? So in XBarR chart, we are selecting XBarR chart, and then go to this, select this length supplier 1, supplier 2, and similarly you can perform that XBarR chart test, and you can perform all the tests, and you can give okay, can give okay. So XBarR chart is ready now. So you can see that there is no outlier as such, but the interpretation number 2, we'll see what is that interpretation number 2 is failing. That means we can right click, and then you can see you can give a control E, you can go back to the previous menu, and then you can see that 2 is what the center line, and the 9 point of there in the same line is also a special cast, considered to be in a special cast. We need to take an action, right? This is all about XBarR chart. The last and final one, we are going to do it XBarR yes chart. XBarR yes chart, just to add on that XBarR standard deviation chart, but you can definitely use that XBarR R chart itself. But let's see that. Okay, go to file and open worksheet, and look in Minitab sample data folder, and then this is the case studies scanning. Open that up. So this is a weight is been given there, and we are going to check XBarR yes chart. So regarding that, there is also case studies here. For example, the second one which we did, that was about XBarR R chart, automobile assembly part collected in camshaft length measurement to assess the quality of the process. 5 camshafts were measured for each of 4 shift daily for 5 days. The sample were taken and all that. Right? This is what we did. Now we are going to take this one. A canning company wants to assess whether it is not it can filling process is in control. 15 subgroup of 10 cans each were collected in 15 minutes in intervals across 2 shifts for a single day production. To minimize within subgroup can to can, the subgroup mean can to can in this case, then 10 samples were for a given subgroup were gathered in a short period. Minimize the variation is important because within the subgroup variation is used to establish the control limit and all that, right? So this we are gonna this is the samples we have taken, and you can see here this is the data, and you can just go here, and you can just select this how many subgroups we have. We'll check it again. We have a subgroup of control 15 subgroup. Okay, 10 cans, 15 subgroups. Okay, so subgroups you can see here. XBarS chart and are in one column. Yes, and how many subgroup size? We have 15, and you can just perform the other test also as well. You can see here that each sample that 10 subgroup, right, within the one, and the only thing is no outlier is there on this side, but one is there in the two, and sample two that has outlier, and then 3.303, and then the control, I mean the interpretation number, rule number 5 is failing, and you can see that what is rule number 5. You can give control E, and you can see here the 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Greater than 2. Any 2 point also will be picked up as an outlier. So that means this process is not stable. We need to work on it, right? Similarly, we can do one more time the second example, because we have just taken as a group. We have not split by subgroup. An automobile is assembly plant collected the camshaft length measurement to assess the quality. 5 camshafts were measured for each 4 shift daily for 5 days. The sample is comprised. Okay. So that means we have taken 5 camshaft were measured from each of 4 shift daily for 5 days. Okay. So we will go back to the camshot again. Okay, and we can just select here and give okay. And you can just select this control chart, and of course it is a XBarR chart, and we can just change a bit here, and I'm going to take all the length, but I'm gonna say the subgroup is 5. Let's see. So it has come all this one. For example, let's say we can easily say the supplier 2 and supplier 1 and the length, right? So mostly the problem is there here on the length, and the supplier 1 is perfect, and supplier 2 also requires an action, right? Easily we can do that. I hope you are able to understand all the 3 variable control chart, starting with the IMR, XBarR chart, XBarS chart, with all the 3 samples example directly we did it from the Minitab. Thank you so much. Please do like, share, subscribe my channel. You have wonderful